6th graders, so this is the first video for your Christmas break homework. Again, like I explained to you in class, we're giving you the geometry chapter videos now so you can study it over Christmas break, because on the smarter balance you need to memorize all of these formulas. You're not going to give all the formulas for the area, so it's better for you to start getting to know them now during Christmas break, so that when we come back next semester we could just practice them during warm-up, so that when smarter balance comes in like around May, you already memorized the formulas and you're set to go. And honestly, this section is very, 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 very easy. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to cover today is parallelogram. So copy this. So before you went to Christmas break, you set up your notebook. So remember that cover page that was ingrained that says area of polygons? Turn it over. Okay, turn over that, and then with red pen, copy parallelogram. Okay, so this is the first shape that we're going to be learning. So what we're going to be learning are these shapes called quadrilaterals. Okay, copy this right under this. Okay, with your red pen. We have quadrilaterals. Okay, so everything that's here, you copy it in red pen unless they tell you to turn it into pencil. Okay, as the word says, quadrilaterals, and before Christmas break, we went over quadrants. Remember, the coordinate plane has 4 quadrants. A quadrilateral is a shape that has 4 sides. Can you give me examples of shapes that have 4 sides? One of them is a square. Now, hopefully you learned that in elementary school. Another one is a rectangle. Okay? A rectangle is a quadrilateral. Let me ask you this. Is a triangle a quadrilateral? So a triangle, you don't have to copy this part right here. Does a quadrilateral have, does a triangle have 4 sides? It doesn't. It only has 3. So a triangle is not considered a quadrilateral. Okay? So a parallelogram is an example of a quadrilateral. So we have parallelogram as one. Parallelogram. That's one of them that you're going to learn. That's video 1. Video 2, I'm going to introduce you to the shape called a rhombus, also known as a kite. When you go to geometry in high school, you're going to notice that there's actually a big difference between them. But for 6th grade, right now we just say that they're the same. The other quadrilateral we're going to go over is also a trapezoid. Okay, a trapezoid. A trapezoid, out of all of these 3 new quadrilaterals you're going to be learning in 6th grade, the trapezoid is probably the most difficult one, basically the formula. We're also going to learn about the triangle, but first we're focusing on quadrilaterals. Okay? So now, the first one we're going to emphasize is a parallelogram. So skip a line, write this in red pen. This is what a parallelogram looks like. It looks like a rectangle, but it's kind of slanted. Okay? Copy that down. This is an example of a parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. Parallelogram has 2 pieces. This bottom piece is known as the base of the parallelogram. And you're going to notice that a parallelogram also has this line going straight up and down. Do you guys know what that little box means? You learned in elementary school. That little box means it's a 90-degree angle. This piece, this line that goes straight up and down, is known as the height of the parallelogram. So it has to be a straight line going down, intersecting the base, making a right angle. That's the height. Now, the whole idea about this chapter is finding the area of these shapes. So the formula that you need to memorize for a parallelogram is this. The area of a parallelogram is given by base times height. B for base, H for height. Memorize it. Memorize this, please. Memorize, 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 memorize. And I like drawing a little tiny parallelogram right there. The area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. Remember in elementary school, the area is everything inside. So what we're trying to look for is how much is this inside part of a shape. That's it. The area is equal to base times height. Area equals base times height. Memorize that, you're good. Like I'm telling you, parallelograms, honestly, is the easiest one out of all the quadrilaterals. So let's go over some examples of parallelograms. I have my little cheat sheet over here. Again, memorize, memorize, memorize that formula. Make a flashcard. Here you go, example 1. Pencil now, please. Copy this in pencil. There's that one. Click, 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 click. 90 degrees, 7 centimeters, and all of this piece is 14 centimeters. Question is, look for the area. What shape is this? This is a parallelogram. The question is, find the area of a parallelogram. Okay. Write the formula. You always have to write the formula first. So area. And I like drawing a tiny little parallelogram. The formula for the area of a parallelogram is, hopefully you already memorized it, base times height. You all good? We're still with pencil. That means, which two numbers is your base? Is the 7 the base or the 14? The word base means kind of like bottom. What's the bottom piece? So this is your base, and this one right here is your height. The only thing you do is substitute. So your base is 14 centimeters. Have to put the units. And the height is 7 centimeters. The only thing you do is just multiply. I like doing the old-fashioned way of multiplication. 28, 7, 8, 9. 98. So then the area is 98 centimeters. This is where it might be confusing because I haven't taught you exponents. How many centimeters do you have here? There's 1 centimeter. There's another centimeter. So in total you have 2 centimeters. So we like putting this little 2 on top of the centimeter. This 2 is called an exponent. When you come back from the Christmas break, we're going to go over exponents a lot. Okay? So the area of a parallelogram is equal to, of this parallelogram is 98 centimeters squared. That's it. You're done. The hardest part is memorizing the formula. Ready for another one? Here we go. Let's do another one. Let's come over here. Oh, I need a better eraser. Excuse my whiteboard. We haven't cleaned it for a while. Pencil. Let's give you this one. Look at this upside down parallelogram. It's kind of flipped. In 8th grade, you're going to learn something called reflections. This is a 180 degree reflection. Not necessarily 180. This is a reflection across the y-axis. Just letting you know. Wow, you're learning 8th grade math already. Yay! This is 9 inches, 12 inches. All of this is 13 inches. And this is 12 inches. Dang! You gave me a lot of numbers. I'm already confused. Don't be scared. You have to find the area of this shape. First of all, what type of shape is this? It's a parallelogram. Okay? So write the formula. The area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. So now you're looking at this. Hernandez, you gave me so many numbers. Don't worry. First of all, the easiest one to identify is the base. Look for the bottom piece. How much is the bottom piece? 13. This is the base. Which one's your height? Remember I told you the height is the one that goes straight down and makes that little 90-degree angle, or that box? Does that look like makes a 90-degree angle, this 12? It doesn't. How about this 12? This side is slanted. Height's always straight down. That's your height. The 9 is your height. So therefore, you substitute it into the formula. So instead of putting base, the base is 13 inches, and your height is 9 inches. You just multiply. 13 times 9. 13 times 9. That's 27, 19, 11. 117. So the area of this parallelogram, sorry, excuse my symbol, is 117 inches. How many inches do you see here and here? 2. We write exponent of 2. So that's the area of that parallelogram. Okay, let's do 2 more, because it's not always going to be this easy in terms of the numbers. I wish they were like this easy. So on the Smarter Balance or any exam, okay, I bet that they're going to always include these numbers. Like, we didn't have to use a 12. The 12 was there, it's just there to confuse you. Let's give you these tricky ones. Don't be scared, I'm going to give you fractions right now. This is another one. Pencil, please. Boom, 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 boom. 1/4 centimeter. 3/4 centimeter. 1/4 centimeter. And this piece right here is 3 1/2 centimeters. Don't be scared. It's fractions. You know how to do fractions. First of all, what type of shape is this? It's a parallelogram. So I write the formula of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. This problem gave you a lot of stuff that you don't need, but it's okay. First thing, let's look at which one's the base. The base is always the bottom piece. Does that 1/4 look like the bottom to you? No. Bottom piece. This is the bottom piece. So this one is your base. Remember, your height is the one that goes straight down. Does that look like it's going straight down and making a 90-degree angle? No, it's slanted. This one goes straight down. So this one's your height. You already got all your pieces. So instead of putting base, you're going to put 3 1/2 centimeters. Instead of putting height, you're going to put 3/4 centimeters. You already know how to multiply fractions. If you forgot, look at the video of multiplying fractions. I'm going to go over this quickly. Or, you know what you do? You try it, pause the video, see what you get, and then play it again and see if you got the right answer. So hopefully by now you pause the video, and now you're playing it to see the answer. So that's 6/7/2 centimeters times 3/4 centimeters. Hernandez taught me that it's numerator times numerator. So that's 21/2 times 4 is 8 centimeters to the second power. Remember, because there's 2 centimeters, we want to turn that into a mixed number. Turn it into a mixed number. That's an improper fraction. So this is going to be 2, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 2 5/8 centimeters squared. So that's the area of that parallelogram. So you could see that I could also throw you fractions, but it's simple, easy. What if I throw you decimals? Let's just do one more. Now with decimals. Oh yes, decimals. We covered decimals a lot before you left. Decimals. Let me see. Look at this parallelogram. Okay. Copy that one in pencil. 4.8 meters. 12.6 meters. Then you have this one. Oh, did you see that? Did you just see what I just did right now? 2.5 meters. Don't be scared. This shape is still considered a parallelogram. Notice how the shape is, okay? So we're going to write the formula. Area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height, okay? So the area, so the base is the bottom piece. That's your base. Height is the one that makes it go straight down. That's not your height. This is. Do you see that? It makes your 90-degree angle. That's your height. So now let's substitute it. 12.6 meters times 2.5 meters. This is what I want you to do. Pause the video and see what you get. I'm going to solve this using the area model. So pause it, like I said, and replay it to see what you got. So if I use the area model, because I like multiplying decimals with the area model, this is 126. Remember, you ignore the decimal. So it's 100 plus 26. I decomposed it. Okay? And then this is 25, essentially. 20 plus 5. Right? Click, click. 2 times 1 is 2. 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros. 2 times 2 is 4. 0, 0, 0, 0. 2 times 6 is 12 with 1 0. 5 times 1 is 5 with 2 zeros. 5 times 2 is 10. Now I have another 0 there. 5 times 6 is 30. Remember, 5 times 2 is 10, 0. 5 times 6 is 30. Did I do something wrong? This one? 2 times 1 is 2. Oh, Why didn't you say anything? 3 0. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. See? Mr. Salazar caught my mistake. Now I would add them. I'm not going to show you how I'm going to add them. You should know how to add those already. And you should get 3,150. But remember decimals? This one has one digit after the decimal. This has another digit after the decimal. So that means we're going to have to move the decimal twice. And you know that the decimal's at the end, so 1, 2. So the area is equal to 31.5. And remember in class what I said? If there's zeros at the end, you could take them out. You don't need to write them down, okay? So it will be 31.5 meters squared. If you wrote this, let me write over here. Area equals 31.50 meters squared. Yeah, you're right, but essentially, this is a way better answer. Okay, again, you can figure out the area of a parallelogram using whole numbers, using fractions, using decimals. As long as you memorize the formula, area is equal to base times height. Now it's your turn to solve some problems. So in your skinny book, and you can solve these in your notebook. In your skinny book, I want you to do page 83, numbers 1, 2. And then I want you to do page 84 on the skinny book, number 1. There you go. Try these out, and then I will check them when we come back from Christmas break. That's it. Parallelograms.